Well, let's have a look at the game that is going to be played on Tuesday. This is table toppers Delhi, 2 out of 2. Yeah, 2 out of 2. Playing against Hyderabad. This is match 11. It's going to be played in Abu Dhabi. Polly, what have you made of Delhi so far?
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I think they got their team selection good. Relying on 2 South African bowlers as well, which is quite important. Get those guys out there dominating.
Yeah.
And I think the what?
That means they'll get to the semi-finals and lose.
Oh! Ouch!
Gosh. Okay. Stirring.
That even hurt me.
Okay, well, we'll save those words and we'll repeat them at some stage on Cricbuzz and see if they are for real or not. But I think they'll be too strong. They've played some good cricket so far. I think Ricky's got them going in the right direction, and I would expect another performance from them tomorrow.
And solid pace, yeah. The South Africans are giving them solid pace up front. Seen Ishant Sharma training the last couple of days and putting up some videos that he's been training. Ashwin is expected to be back as well. You put Ishant and Ashwin in that team, yeah, Michael, and that team suddenly looks even stronger.
Yeah, I think they've collected well. And I do think Ricky Pant plays a big part. Having Ricky in that dressing room. There's been a clip on social media of him giving a team talk after the win just the other day, and it's just the way that he talks to the players, very controlled, very calm. Bit of humour actually from Ricky at one stage, which I found quite amusing. But he'll get them playing. You just know that he'll have some good tactics, and early in the tournament, but they've come out of the traps nicely. They look very well organised. They look like they've got good combinations. So they're going to be difficult to beat. And the Sunrisers, I mean, again, they're a team that generally makes that playoff stage, full of experience. That opening partnership hasn't quite fired yet, but Bairstow and Davey Warner, it won't be too long before they start to fire. So I think they are one of the teams that will get better.
Well, there's a lot of talk about getting Kane Williamson in when you've got a guy with that kind of experience. But if you've got Bairstow and Warner at the top, you're getting in a Nabi and a Rashid because you need, obviously, help with the bowling. You can't fit Williamson in.
Yeah, I think we also look back and how effective Bairstow and Warner were together. The last time that they played in the Alpo, they were absolutely brilliant. They set the tone and probably won 40 or 50% of the games that they went on to win as a team. New management in charge. I think maybe just finding some time to find their feet. And I think they're too good a side to be at the bottom of the table. I would expect them to improve and get better.
But our opposition teams not looking at Hyderabad and saying, listen, we've just got to get one early break and that's it. We're in.
Yeah, they are. Of that, there's no doubt. But, I mean, you do see most T20 games, one of the top 3 are invariably at the crease for a period of time and tend to set up an innings or post a decent score. Warner hasn't quite looked at his best. Even in England, I thought he struggled quite a bit there and hasn't brought some top form in. But once he gets going and leading from the front and captaining, I think it'll be key for him to find some form.
So Michael, also there, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying Trevor Bayliss is the coach of the Sunrisers. So, I mean, it was a big call to manoeuvre Tom Moody with what he's done over the years at the Sunrisers. And Trevor's got brains, did such a good job with England. He's not a guy that flaps at all, Trevor Bayliss, so he won't be panicking just yet. But I guess if they lose tomorrow and it's 3 losses out of 3, he'll have to start rejigging that team to make sure, like the RCB team tonight, we were talking pre-match about the changes, and they generally do that when they lose one game. Well, they got away with it tonight, and they did look a better team tonight from what they were in the second game. And the Hyderabad squad is full of experience, it's full of kind of star players. That opening combination is the key. If they can get going and get confident and get the foundation set, they'll be hard to beat. But if you do get early wickets against them, you get Bairstow, you get Warner quickly. They just don't look like they've got as much power as some teams in that middle.
Yeah, there's also, Sean, about the bowling, right? I mean, it's common knowledge that, the last few seasons they've got to the playoff because, just the bowling. They just had a bowling attack that could, the batters would give them 120 and the bowlers would win them the game, right? And that seems to have just not been coming off for them this season. Are you noticing a bit of just a lack of variety? And of course, Bhuvi's off the boil, right? a lot of injuries and everything. So Bhuvi being off the boil, he's one of their linchpins. He's the leader of the bowling group. Him being off the boil is one factor. And there's just a general sense of sameness that is perhaps sort of lack of variety that's coming in their attack.
Yeah, I think it is key that he does get going and gets that ball to swing around a little bit, because if he does do that up front, he's very challenging. I think big blow was the Mitchell Marsh injury. I know they've got Jason Holder coming in, so I don't know how long he has to be in isolation before maybe he could be an option for them to get in. But yeah, they've got the left arm seam-in options. The spinners in the middle, if they get the surface to turn. I mean, Rashid Khan is legendary at what he's done in the T20 game. If they do get off to a good start with Bhuvi, then they can really build that pressure in the middle overs. But the score they got last time.
Sorry, would you play, you said Holder, but would you play Holder over Nabi, considering Nabi's in good form from CPL, good batting?
Yeah, it is an option. I just think that the surface, the Abu Dhabi surface, was more conducive to the seamers up front. And, you know, I think that would probably be the better option for them. Batting-wise, the other experiment that didn't work for them was Sahar. You know, they got him in that middle period, and you know, he basically went to run a ball coming in at 4 or 5. You know, you can't really go with that option. And I know I feel for him, because when you were over there in India doing the test series, we were discussing how come he hadn't played a part much in the T20 format, and they felt like his striking wasn't up with regards to strike rate. So he's given this opportunity, but once again, all it's done really is create some more question marks for him and what he can possibly do. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a change there as well.
But just a real quick look at the Delhi team again. Michael, we'll get you in on that. In case you get Ishant Sharma and Ashwin fit tomorrow, 2 of India's top bowlers, of course. What are the changes you're looking at? Would that be Avesh Khan and Amit Mishra for you would be going up?
Yeah, I mean, if those two are fitly placed, I think you're right in terms of the changes. Ashwin is high class, you know, wonderful wicket-taking option for Ricky and the team. And I also like, you know, they've got so many good combinations with the bat, left hand, right hand, a lot of experience in Shikhar Dhawan, the inexperience of Cricbuzz, but we've seen his talent. Shimron Hetmeyer, again, a left-hand striker of a ball, very similar to Ishan Kishan, can swing the ball into the stands. And they've got some depth in the batting as well. So they look a good team. Again, at this time in the tournament, with it being such a long tournament, there's always the odd team that comes at the start and go, oh, wait a minute, they could be potential winners. And there's teams that have got experience of kind of slow starters. Mumbai Indians, for one, they don't really like playing for the first few weeks, and all of a sudden they come into life and they catch everyone up. But I do look at Delhi and think that they could go quite a long way in this tournament because of the combinations that they have. And this Ricky Ponting factor, I do think it's a big play for them.
Yeah, I think
Ashwin's key.
Yeah. Ashwin is key.
Yeah, key that he gets back. I think he just gives such a nice balance, and the experience that he has in those middle overs is vitally important. So it's good news that they're even considering him to get back just after having missed with that one game.
Yeah, and the big concern, I guess, or the only concern perhaps today, they've got great top 6 bats. But you've got Akshar coming in at 7, and Akshar's not really won them any match with the bat so far. So then you have probably Ashwin coming at 8. So maybe that's a little gap that they're feeling at that point in time, where it just suddenly sort of just dips a little bit. But you know what? It's working right now. It's 2 out of 2. They haven't had Ishant. They haven't had Ashwin. They've only had him for 1 over, but they've got 2 out of 2. So, well, of course, you possibly say that they go into tomorrow's game favourites, at least on form.